You are listening to IBGR.network. Well, IBGR is a call sign as a radio station, but we are more than a radio station, much more. We are a network of global entrepreneurs coming together to create a shared space for collaboration and business success. I am your host, Jan Robberts, Global Influencer. This is episode, and you'll find the numbers might not make much sense, but it's episode 2. And that the numbers is P1 is for people, and this is the first level. Then P1023, season 3. Doesn't really matter, but what it is a professional image for impact in our people lane, people skills for success at ibgr.network. Now, I'm not even going to talk about downloading your show. See, Arthi just contacted me and says, no wonder you lost your show notes. You couldn't even spell it or pronounce it. Show notes. See, I said it, Arthi, I said it. Just in case you're still listening, I said show notes. So I can say it, but I deleted them. So I will do my utmost to make sure that I have them with you very shortly. But our team in the background, who are working tirelessly all the time to make us look better than we even are, they will also do their best to put the podcasts on, and all the podcasts from other shows are here. So go to our website, ibgr.network. Go to the website, and if you want to know things about operations, if you want to know things about customers, about finance, about working on your business, there is, and of course, let's not forget our people side, but go to the website and start listening in and start collecting some of these. Download them if you can't download these podcasts, and they're invaluable to your success as an entrepreneur, and that's why we're here. We want you to become successful, not because of what we said, but because of what you did on what we said. Because I've talked about this before. Power is not knowledge. If it was, I said, I always keep saying, every librarian in the world would be skinny, rich, and happy. But power is not knowledge, and now we've got so much power on our fingertips, like Googie. We can Googie everything. Then we should all be in the same situation. But knowledge acted upon is power, and I will take it a step further. And you can imagine, so already that says that if you get this knowledge and you think, oh, that's helpful, but you do nothing with it, is it really that helpful? So to know and not to do is not to know. I throw this stuff at you right now as it comes into my head, and that's dangerous sometimes. But if you take action on the things you do, so implementation is key. And then I would take it a step further. Every evening, evaluate what you have implemented. So look back on what you did during the day. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? What did I learn today? And what can I do better? Simple things. And then take that forward into tomorrow. I hope that makes some sense. So use this knowledge you're getting as, and what it's worth to you is a tiny bit of knowledge you might hear from all our show hosts might be this one thing that will help you. Only as long as you implement it. I hope it makes sense. But anyway, as I said already, the first thing we're going to talk about in this section is what is the importance of a professional image? Well, your professional image is a key defining element that shapes your reputation. It is part of your personal brand, both inside and outside the workplace. It reflects your appearance, behavior, conduct, and the verbal and non-verbal communication used in face-to-face interactions. And yes, even social media messaging. Now, I'll stop right here for a second. Your social media, you might not think it's very important, but more and more employers or prospective employers or partners or investors will look at your social media sites. What are you all about when you're not talking business? Are you the same? Now, that doesn't mean you can't say put on there what you had for breakfast and all that, but what really matters is, and I've got a specific example, that there was a lady, she got a job at a high position in an organization. A week later, she got fired. Now, why did she get fired? She got fired because they found something on her Facebook page from 2 years previous. Get this. From 2 years previous that spoke out against what the company stood for. So, is it important? Is it part of your professional image? I would certainly say so. And that doesn't mean that you can't speak up about certain things that you agree with, or that you don't believe, or that you are disagreeing with. That's a totally different thing, because everybody can have their own belief. But some people might have to have a real look at their Facebook pages and the social media, especially those, and maybe somebody said, yeah, but I mean, I want to know what the real person is like. But there is some things that you put on just maybe you thought it might be funny or whatever, and to an organization that is going to hire you, they don't think it's funny at all, and there you go. So the image we portray sends an important message to our clients as well as influences how we feel about ourselves. So it is important to feel confident in the way you present visually, through what you wear, and you need to understand the professional image you are putting across. So yes, as you see, when you see somebody walking towards you, don't you have some kind of opinion? Don't you have some idea? Don't you sometimes guess? I mean, I sit quite often when I used to travel a lot. I sat in airports. And I love people watching. I love people anyway, but I love watching people, the circumstances, sometimes the families, and you see people having arguments, or you see people with a sad face, and you wonder what goes through them. But also you see the holistic person sitting there, or having an interaction with some people, and to just it's fascinating. People is a fascinating subject, and we are part of that same race. The strange thing is that, barring one tiny example, everyone is different than you. And that one example looks in the mirror every morning. But what does it mean to have a professional image? Well, the definition is that a professional image is the image that one projects about themselves based upon appearance and reputation. See, image can be conveyed as a professional by the way that you dress, the way that you speak, the way that you respond to others, and the way that others speak about you. Now there's an interesting thing. Especially when you're not in the room. See, there is plenty. I've seen this plenty of times. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you because I can't do that on radio. But they're kissing certain parts of anatomy on a regular basis. These people, but that's all I can say. But these people, they might talk while you're in the room a totally different way than when you're out of the room. And my question is to you. How will they talk about you when you're not in the room? It's also strange, and you might have heard this before, everybody lights up in a room. Some people when they enter, others when they leave. What kind of person are you? And that's all to do with your professional image as well. It's not just about making people happy when you come in. Oh, there's sunshine. Ain't no sunshine when he's gone. That kind of stuff. I'm not going to start singing because I then get told to get back to my day job. But it is that kind of thing that you need to. There is so much. Even about this to take care of, but how can I make my image positive and professional? So there is here we're going to cover a little bit about how you can create a positive professional image through your body language, not the clothes you wear and all that, but more to your body language. And there are some very important points there, and the first one is making eye contact when speaking. We have a values-based leadership program, which we call Sustainable Personal Development, where we go through basic human values. One of the big values is the value of listening, because so often we overestimate our power of listening and we underestimate everybody else's. And I mentioned that last night when Arthur and myself, we have an intriguing conversations going on Facebook, just a page where we just chat about stuff that comes up. And I mentioned it there as well, but it is so important to learn to listen, and this is part of it, making eye contact when speaking, because it shows you the respect you have for the other person. It shows you that you've got nothing to hide. Now, and Arthur made me so aware of it because she's a diversity and inclusion specialist, that there is some cultures that eye contact is not. It's not respectful. Let's put it that way. That you can't stare at people, so they might look up a bit and then look away. So you need to become a little bit more culturally aware as well. I'll talk about it in another episode as well. That that if people don't look at you, that doesn't mean that it's not trustworthy, but it might have something to do with the cultural upbringings as well. So become aware of that. But all things being equal in business, it should be the thing. And carry yourself with confidence. That goes without saying. Smiling and greeting people. I mean, how do you want to do business with somebody who looks downright miserable all the time? And the greetings is a mumble or a growl more than anything than a proper. How are you doing? It's wonderful to see you, and whatever you want to make of it, but make it upbeat. It helps you to create a proper positive professional image. Oh, that's a lot of P's. May I have a P, please? Then there is having good posture, and that is not only standing up but also sitting down. I mean, and I'll talk a little bit about the online side of it. But are you slouching in your chair, when you're sitting in a meeting, or are you sitting upright? And if even there, it is very necessary that when you stand up as well. Do you stand with your hands in your pockets? And there's so many things that you can think of. What would you look for in a professional image that might not suit anybody? And certainly that, look in the mirror when you do these kind of things and see what you see, because that's what others see as well. And then, of course, offer a strong, assertive handshake. Again, be culturally aware, because as Arthi told me in diversity and inclusion, that Indian people were never used to that. The British brought handshakes in and they didn't know what to do with it. So some people naturally don't give a strong handshake. But in business, just talking business just now, if you meet somebody, at least give a firm handshake. That doesn't mean that you need to squeeze the living daylights out of them, that afterwards they have to go to a chiropractor to get their knuckles put back into place. No, but just steady and strong, look in the eyes, and use open body language. That means that you don't sit or stand with your arms crossed, your leg crossed, or leaning away, that kind of stuff. So really, why is it important to act professionally? A professional workplace attitude and appearance allow employees to take pride in their work and improve worker performance. Managers who behave professionally set an appropriate example by encouraging their people to conduct themselves in a manner that supports company-wide success. And I think that's important as well. We're always doing that, and so we need to take care of that. But we're now actually going to take another 2 to 3 minute break. When we return, we'll be talking some more about what it takes to have a professional image so you can make a more positive impact. So what I do now is join us. Join the link, but it says join us link, and then connect with us on all the Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram and Twitter at ibgr.network. Do that, and I will see you back in session 3. Don't go away.